Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Shout out to all the subscribers as always. Gratitude to anybody new. Welcome along. I had to make another quick video about Subriel Matias and the fight tomorrow against Alberto Puello, where Puello defends his WBC title. But I wanted to talk about being possessed. And that is really referring to Subriel Matias and his energy that I think he should come in with. And I think he will come in with. The question is, how possessed will he be? And how much of a version of when he fought Hawkins, that was probably his best performance if you really look at it closely. Just how savage he was. Bayev as well. I mean, he was on another spiritual level, and that's like really why I kind of drew to him so much, because I just saw this spiritual being just with just this essence and just this absolute fierce nature inside the ring. And then obviously he's got a tremendous amount of humility outside of the ring. But you know, for the fight tomorrow, I think leading up to it, just the from the last two fights, obviously from the loss against Paro, where he was at that time, mentally, physically, spiritually, you know. So I keep saying spiritual, it's a big part of boxing, you know, and it's a big part of Subriel Matias, especially when it comes to fighting, especially when it's taking his mindset into a place that he's going to need for Saturday night, because Alberto Puello is a tremendous boxer. Shout out to anybody that watched the Keys to Victory. This is not going to be like loads of highlights and stuff like that. I'm just going to throw this in there because this is more from here to speak on it, and just wish both the fighters well. You know, I really think it's a dangerous fight for Puello, catching a fighter like this.
I'm coming for you.
But it's also a tricky fight for Matias. You know, there are a select few people that are expecting Puello to put on, you know, I've heard people say masterclass. You know, I know what they're saying. I disagree with it, because a masterclass, if he can do that for 12 rounds, obviously, but there's just, I can't see it. You know, I can't see it. I can see it for a few rounds for sure. Absolutely. Especially early on. I think Matias is, that's why I think he's got to come out the gate fast, Matias. Don't let Puello get into a groove. You don't let southpaws especially get into their swing and start countering and moving and feeling confident, you know, because before you know it, you could get to the middle of the fight and you're 6 rounds down, which might happen, to be honest with you. But keep chipping away, keep pressuring, working that body as well. Keys to victory, I didn't really talk about that. I did mention it, but not enough, because that is going to be one of the things that can slow him down. And you know, I was just talking to some guy like in the comments, and he was saying that, you know, I mentioned Puello should duck under like that, and he was saying, well, Matias is quite tall and doesn't really allow you to do that. My point was, is don't let him come in to try to do that, right? I'm not saying he's going to be able to really counter him. That's not really Matias's game, but just don't let him when he's trying to duck under you or move towards you to smother you, and he's definitely going to do that. Somehow don't let him, right? Whether it's a quick step back, and he's got to be able to do this and utilize his footwork better, because he does have better footwork than people think. He really does. It's way more athletic and it's way more faster and explosive. It's just a question of doing it, you know. And I've talked about this in the scientific breakdown and in the Keys to Victory a little bit. So again, this is more of a, I want to just talk about him being possessed. And some of the, you know, the little stories that you see in we saw the weigh-in, or the face-off, excuse me, the weigh-ins today. So saw the face-off, he looked pretty intense. Puello was kind of laughing a little bit. You know, it's like I thought, oh, it's hard to tell, you know what I mean? But if you were gonna say a little chuckle like that, he did look a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest. But people do say that, and I'm not gonna put a lot of weight into that, because you know, he's a professional boxer, he's a well-schooled world champion, so it could just be a whatever. But you know, it did look like Matias looked pretty fierce in that face-off. And just a lot of the stories that I've been reading about, when I told you he posted a story a while ago of this cyclist with some violin music, and it was like the cyclist coming from all the way at the back to kind of chase everybody down and win. And I think he's on that mindset, and it reminded me of one of my favorite films when I was growing up, actually, a football film. And I'm from England, so I've actually got making a video on it's called The Passion of an Island. We'll talk about Puerto Rico as well. I'm going to talk about England. I'm going to talk about, you know, where the fighting spirit comes from, or try to. Do you know what I mean? Because both of those islands, you know, are tremendously passionate on boxing and have a tremendous amount of spirit. And this is why, you know, I'm making this video, because it's about spirit. But that movie I was talking about is called Escape to Victory, right? It's actually Sylvester Stallone's in it, and there's a bunch of, you know, English, Michael Caine's in it as well, and it's like they're escaping. It's basically back in World War II, I think, and basically Pele's in it, and the coach is talking.
You can get up here. Don't try and run through. Don't try and be a hero and get a goal yourself. Let's centre. I want up there, and I want you to pass.
And you know, Pele's like, coach, come here. He goes, this is what I'm gonna do. This goal.
This works in our favour, which means that as they
Give me this. Kobe, after giving me ball here, I do these, go. Easy.
He's basically saying, give me the ball, shut up, this is what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm thinking Matias is going to do. He's like, just let me get into the ring, give me the bell, have the bell sound, let me go. And I think you're going to see one of his best performances of his career, to be honest with you. And, you know, like I said, it ain't going to be easy. Puello's a tremendously tricky fighter. And, you know, after watching the Keys to Victory back, I feel like I might have missed one or two things. You know, if I did, let me know in the comments. I'm always grateful for anyone that's watched, commented, liked. Even if you didn't like it, it's all good, you know what I mean? Just, and the guy that I was chatting to is respectful, you know, very knowledgeable as well. And I'm all on board with that. You know, I'm just some random dude on YouTube trying to chat boxing with some people that really enjoy my content. And I'm massively grateful for it. But, yeah, this video is just a quick one. Possessed, we got to get that possessed energy like he was in Jukembayev, right? If you look at some of those images in Jukembayev, which is where I first noticed it, really, he just had this demonic almost, and that's not a good thing, but for fighting it is. But like just this demon energy, you know, and his eyes looked all scary, and he was like fighting Jukembayev, is bleeding out of his mouth, and he just said about his health not mattering. I mean, think about that. That's just how scary this guy is. He doesn't care. And he's willing to just go until the absolute death. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Like I said, I wish them both well. I hope they come out the ring healthy, both guys. I hope we have a good, clean fight, and may the best man win. Do you know what I mean? And you know, that's all we can ask for as fans. But that's it from me. I am actually working on Saturday night. I'm DJing. I'm a DJ. I do a few other things too, but DJing's, you know, pretty much my bread and butter. And Saturday nights I've been doing that a lot, which is why I haven't been catching a lot of fights live. But I'm going to be having my phone on me. I'm going to buy the pay-per-view and I'm going to be watching it on my phone. So, but I'll make a video on Sunday, probably later on, right? I'll get home quite late on Sunday morning and I want to watch it. And I've also got, depending on who wins, I've got a little performance that I just thought, wow, that'd be perfect. Do you know what I mean? A little DJ thing. I'm trying to bring in a bit more music to this channel. And the sort of intro music piece, I'm like, oh my God, that'd be so good. Might take me a while. You might not get the video till Sunday night. But then again, if Puello wins, it changes things completely. And I do wish them both well. Like I said, may the best man win. And we can look back at the fight and talk about it and chop it up without any, you know, fanboy nonsense. Anyway, that is it from me. Have a lovely weekend. I'm actually going to see my man Cuba Morgado right now or not right now, in about a few hours. He's fighting on like a trial type thing to see if he can get onto the Canelo undercard, which is a huge opportunity for him. So he wanted me to come along and get some content, so I'll probably put some of that on the page. So support that. If you ever see Cuba Morgado on this channel and you want to support the channel, support me, support him, smash the like, comment if you want, and we'll get that video going, because he's a great dude. I really have got some high hopes for him in this sport as well. He trains really hard. He's with a great team. Shout out to Don Saxby. Shout out to Gleason's Gym. And like I said, if you see any videos from him, you know, just do me a favor and smash the like button. You guys are amazing at that anyway. But yeah, peace, love, I'm out. Have a great one.